Okay, so this video's for the individual. That means if you're a professional or student, entrepreneur or personality, that's you tweeting on behalf of your career or your purpose. We've got 3 top tips to get real engagement on Twitter and 1 tip on something to avoid. Online these days, we know that there's a lot of noise. There's lots of advertising, there's people saying the same thing over and over again, almost yelling at us. And we've become very, very good as an audience to cut out the noise. So the tip here is just not to be more noise. The concept is not to have slipstream conversations. That is, maybe you ask someone how they are and you never listen to what the answer is. The same goes when you give them boring, same old content. 3 tips for XYZ or 5 ways to engage people on social media. We see those tips on Twitter and we scroll right past them. You want to make sure that you're doing something different so their brain stops and says, this is for me, I want to read this, and all of the other noise continues on, but they see your message. So what can you say that's different, that's really engaging, that will make people stop in their busy day or their busy feed and see your message and really connect with it and want more? The number 1 comment I get when we're talking about Twitter engagement is that people don't really know what to do on there. My answer always is, well, what works offline will work online, because we're still 2 humans at the end of our tweets. What that means is that I want you to think about what you do at networking events or in interviews and meetings. How are you effective when you're face-to-face with someone? What do you talk about? How do you engage them in conversation? How do you build relationships? Then you simply do that online. One of the difficulties with working on a microblogging site such as Twitter is that you don't have the full space to tell your entire story. That means that you have to get very sharp and concise on who you are and why we should be engaging with you. The questions that you need to ask yourself is, who am I online? What message do I want to get across? Who are my tribe online and what do they want to engage with? Then you can show up every day and answer that question. What you just saw on someone's feed is something not to do on Twitter. If you want to look at the equivalent of what that would be face-to-face, it would be like going to a meeting or a networking event and shoving your business card into everyone's face saying, this is me, buy me, this is me, love me. It's the same thing. You wouldn't go up to someone face-to-face and just talk at them constantly with no interaction. It's the same on Twitter. So you have to talk, you have to listen and engage, not just about your topic, but what the conversation is. A word we hear often is hustle, and I like the word. I agree with the word. We should work hard. But if you're not clear on your purpose and don't have a very clear strategy, you can lose your way and then you become a hustler. So I always say, hustle, but don't be a hustler. What that means is that you want to be very clear on what you're doing online. When people engage with you, your community, they know what they get. Tell them and show up every day, giving them exactly that. You don't want to throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, because you can't benchmark spaghetti. Different strands stick at different times. So when you're very clear on who you are, what you're doing online, that means that you won't just get caught in the fray and start to just ask for things, demand attention. You want to give a lot more than you get. So these are tips that you can implement right now. So get out there and say g'day.